Their aura is unequal.
Well, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Or whatever. And they told me to make it a little more raspy, and I follow directions.
Their contents are legendary.
In fact, that little sheet you see is his concept drawing.
Their attitude is embraced. Tune in to one of the most up and rising kaiju-sized groups within our community. So go ahead and watch all of their creative content, including that of the Raw Attitude live interview, where they have special guests ranging from actors, directors, toy creators, artists, and many, many more. You can also find them on multiple of other social media platforms, ranging from Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook. You could even sit back and watch your favorite classic monster movie and even watch us go through one of the most iconic games on Twitch. Featuring your hosts, Eric Stolp, Adrian Settle, Joe Myers, Samson West, Jordan Adorno. They are the Monsters with Attitude.
What's going on, listeners with Attitude? Back from the dead, I am your returning champion, Mr. Joe Mama. Thank you for tuning in to another MWA Presents. Well, actually, it's a 30th anniversary show, but not of a Godzilla show like we're used to. Today, we're actually going to be talking about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. And I'm very excited to talk about all of that goodness with all of you. But joined with me, as always, are my brethren from other methrin. The bearded one himself, Mr. Eric Stolp. It's like stop, but with a little L. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. It's good to be back. Yeah, and we're gonna have a lot of fun with this show. I mean, a lot of us grew up with this franchise. When I was visiting Joe, we sat down and actually watched this, and I haven't watched it probably since my teenage years, honestly. And it was something. It was something to watch. So I can't wait to hear everybody's thoughts and express my own thoughts about this movie, because it's been so long, and yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah, let's go.
Yeah, it will be a lot of fun. It's there's a lot of things that we pointed out, Eric, watching it, where let's see, 95, I would have been probably 6 years old. 6 going on 7 years old. There's a lot of things that 7-year-old me did not notice, but 37-year-old me did notice. Yeah, but we'll get into that. And of course, as always, the man who always settles, Mr. Adrian Settle. How are you?
I'm doing good, Joe. It's been about 10 years since I've seen this movie, and I've watched it twice in the last month. I have thoughts.
Wow.
Thoughts.
It was so good you had to watch it twice.
Yeah, for real.
The man who's allergic to traveling east. I'm getting tongue-tied. I've been out of the game for like 3 weeks a month. I'm forgetting what to say. Mr. Samson West, how are you?
Doing swell. It has been 34 years since I've seen this film. So yeah, watched it for the first time last night, and Eric, he took the words out of my mouth. It was something. Out of all the things I've ever seen, it was one of them. So interested to hear what your questions are, so I can add what I have to say to it.
Yeah, I'll ask you. I do have actually a question for you right now, but I'm sure I'll get to it later on in the episode. But and of course, last but most certainly, he's actually probably least. Jordan the Don Adorno. I'm kidding. The realest Goji fan in the room, the man, the myth. How are you, buddy?
I am doing spectacular now that we are discussing this movie. Samson, maybe there's a reason why I haven't watched it in like 30 plus centuries ago. And Eric, there's probably a reason why you have not watched the movie since your teenage years, which was, oh my goodness, like beyond BC.
Maybe.
Nonetheless, this is going to be a fun show. I've been looking forward to it all day long. So let's get it on.
Let's get it on. But before
Let's
we
get
do,
it
I want to give
on.
a special shout out to our friends over at Super 7. If you are collecting any Godzilla or Power Rangers, they have a plethora of Power Ranger figures over at Super 7, or any of your collecting or memorabilia needs. Check out super7.com/monsters-with-attitude, spelled out 2024. That's super7.com/monsters-with-attitude 2024. I also want to say that on June 15th is our next major movie discussion where we will be talking about Frankenstein Conquers the World. I want to get that out of the way now, so that way you early watchers know June 15th, Frankenstein Conquers the World. Jordan's going to be leading that show. He's going to rock it, and it'll be a lot of fun, so tune in there. That's a movie I haven't seen in a long time, so I'm excited to rewatch that and check that out.
Yeah.
Before we get into the meat and potatoes, let's say hello to the chat. As always, the ever loyal Nathaniel Plummer says, I was 13 when I saw Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, in theaters. When I saw Dulcia in her green bikini for the first time, I Ivan oozed my pants. Hot damn. Hot damn is right, Nathaniel. Dulcia has two incredible reasons why she stole that show.
Yep. Favorite tag team.
Nathaniel also says, seeing cute Kimberly in the movie didn't help my pants either. I have no regrets. Great movie with a great soundtrack. Nathaniel, that soundtrack is absolutely amazing. It is just it's I don't want to say perfect, but like it's fire. I love it. I absolutely love it. Loved it as a kid 30 years ago. Still love it now.
Yeah.
Let's see. Fanciest of Cat says Amy Jo Johnson and Gabrielle Fitzpatrick maybe made Nathaniel briefly forget about King Kong Lives. I don't know if that's possible, but if anything is possible, it would be the fact that Amy Jo and Gabrielle Fitzpatrick, aka Dulcia, capturing all our young boy imaginations.
Yes.
He also says Lord Zed's costume was so cool with his moving brain. I was pissed we didn't get him in a fight. Kat, I agree with you. I actually mentioned to Eric while we were watching this film that the redesign of Lord Zed is in this movie is my favorite version of Zed, more than his first appearance in the TV show, or even his resurrection later on in Dino and Cosmic Fury. I just this in the how shiny he is, how his fingers clicked and clanked with, like, you heard the metal, the moving brain, all I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. But we'll get into that later. Brandon Johnson's here. What's up, Brandon? How are you, buddy? Good to see you. DJC says, hey, yo, go Power Rangers. Leslie Chambers, Mr. Leslie Chambers, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining, as always, my friend. He says, normally on the show, we couldn't wait to get to the Zord scenes, which was the main attraction. However, this movie had Zord scenes that were uglier than a New Orleans prostitute with missing first off, you leave Debbie alone. She's a sweet lady, okay? The CGI was very, very CGI in this movie, and
absolutely was.
We will be talking about that, I'm sure, sporadically throughout the show. So it's very 90s. Very 90s. Ghidorah Stan 60 Christian. What's up, buddy? He goes, howdy gang, watching the show while hunting for a tokusatsu inspired Pokemon right now. Is it Tyranitar?
I was just going to say that. Tyranitar?
That's my favorite. Leslie also says, I think the Ray Charles School of Visual Effects rendered that gosh dang movie. Ninja Megazord. Jesus, make it make sense. I tell you. Yes, it was. It was bad. It was bad. I mean, the fights and stuff, like, not how it looked visually, but what the scenes were still very cool. Like the actions and the fights and stuff like that was very cool. But just like the designs were just so campy. Yes, we will definitely.
Ooh, man.
Ghidorah Stan says, Lord Zed is such an iconic suit. Love the design so much, almost as much as I love Jordan. Ooh, that's
There
a
it
lot
is.
of love.
Ooh, yeah, he's a simp.
Christian says no low kicks. I have no idea who that is, but Tyranitar is goaded. Yes, Tyranitar is goaded. So with that, before we get too deep, let us show we are starting here we've kind of been doing it for the past several weeks. But for those of you who may not be aware, we're going to start doing giveaways more frequently here at the MWA. Instead of just pushing everything off into like one big show every few months, we're going to just randomly give away stuff. Usually on our monthly streams, if we give away things, we'll kind of promote it. But that does not mean that we won't randomly give away things on just a normal Sunday during our normal shows. It just kind of depends on maybe audience interaction, or if we're feeling spunky, we might just randomly give away something. Could be something small, could be something big. But today we actually have two different giveaways. Adrian and myself will be giving away. I will be giving away the Power Rangers, the complete Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the complete series. So you'll have all 3 seasons, plus the 10-part miniseries of Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers, which all coincides as the build-up and season that takes place right after Power Rangers, the movie. So if you've ever been interested in watching Power Rangers and didn't have a chance, now is the chance to. Adrian, you want to talk about your bag clip real quick?
Yes, and then I'll be giving away the Godzilla versus Power Rangers bag clips. Just about the whole set. There's 1 or 2 that are missing, but you pretty much have the entire set here and a few extras also. So hopefully the running for this definitely enjoyed the bag clips. I have all of them. I bought the tote box for a reason because I love them. Honestly, I got them all working. They look phenomenal. They're nice and big and got a little bit of weight to them. So y'all enjoy.
Yeah. Awesome. So we're not exactly sure when, but we will be doing 2 different giveaways throughout the show today. So make sure you guys are tuning in, or at the very least keeping us in the background so you can hear when that's happening. Do us all a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We would really appreciate it. It helps out the channel. Nathaniel, yes, we got your email showing the poster framed.
Yes,
we're so glad you love it and enjoy it. We appreciate you, buddy. So yeah. All right. You guys all ready?
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's do it.
All right. Let's go back.
Do it, guys. Right. It's Morphin time.
Alrighty, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, is a 1995 American superhero film. It stars the ensemble cast of returning Rangers: Jason David Frank as Tommy Oliver, Amy Jo Johnson as Kimberly Hart, David Yost as Billy Cranston, and new Rangers replacing the 3 that left: Karen Ashley as Aisha, Johnny Young Bosch as Adam, and Steve Cardenas as Rocky. Also starring the original villains cast of Rita, Lord Zed, and Goldar, with Paul Freeman as new villain Ivan Ooze. Developed by Haim Saban and distributed by 20th Century Fox on June 30th, 1995. Power Rangers, the movie, had a budget of $15 million and had a box office run of $66.4 million, making it very profitable and very successful for the brand.
Nice.
Yeah, not bad at all, really. Not bad at all. But I think that budget, hearing 15 million kind of puts a little bit, maybe a softer lens, if you would, on some of the effects. I'm not trying to give an excuse, but knowing what they did with 15 million, I think it looked pretty all right overall.
Yeah, okay.
Much like the TV series or season that follows the release, it used concepts from the Japanese Super Sentai series Ranger with the original Power Ranger suits, Die Ranger, which was the Thunder Megazords. New was from Ninja Sentai Kaku Ranger, which that is like the Ninjetti type suits and Megazords. So it's kind of funny, Kaku Ranger, I know, but though this is the first Saban. What's that?
So he said, "Caca."
Though this is the first Saban production to not use any archival footage from Sentai. They just used the inspiration to make the suits, and everything was done, in-house for the movie. So that's pretty interesting. I found that pretty interesting. This is also the first Power Rangers movie to ever be released, starting with this one, and then obviously a couple years later there was Turbo, a Power Rangers movie, and then the 2017 Turbo. If you think this one's bad, go watch Turbo. Actually, I think we should do we should do a watch along of Turbo, and I can give you guys my 10-point presentation of how of how Kimberly left Tommy for Jason and they're in love. That's it. Releasing between seasons 2 and 3 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but it is not compatible with season 3, which in the show it provides an alternative way of the reason the Power Rangers get their Ninjetti power. Hello, Alex Sawyer. So that is our little introduction, little backstory for the film. We shall move on to. Oh my! Yes, I know. I shaved. I don't like it. I was trimming my beard, and then I went a little too far this way, so then I had to go this way, and then before you know it, I'm Rosie O'Donnell. So here we are.
You got to use scissors, man, not the trimmers. Trimmers, scissors. Scissors are better.
Yeah. Leslie says Turbo the movie had a better Zord sequences.
Yeah, that's not much here. Yeah. Like that was like 30 seconds of fight.
Who's the new guy?
His name's Rosie.
Yeah, I'm Rosie O'Donnell. Nice to meet you.
Oh god.
Joe looks 10 years younger. I have heard that a lot, that I look 10 years younger, but I would rather look 10 years older so that you don't see my double chin.
That's what I do.
That's what we all do. Yeah. All right. Enough of this razzing on Joe for the beard. Let's move to the story aspect of the movie.
All right.
Oh Lord.
Time to boogie with the bear.
So, when a mysterious egg in Angel Grove is unearthed, Lord Zed and Rita release the ancient evil inside, Ivan Ooze. Zordon trapped Ivan in the egg thousands of years ago. So Ivan seeks revenge. Ivan destroys the command center, almost killing Zordon and causing the Rangers to lose power and their connection to the morphing grid. The Rangers must go on a quest to find the legendary power of the Ninjetti on the distant planet of Phaedos. Guided by Dulcia, will they return in time to save Zordon, Angel Grove, and ultimately the world? So, first question, I'm curious, was this in your lexicon growing up? I know that we all kind of grew up Power Ranger fans, and we're massive fans to varying degrees. Now, was this a staple of your childhood? If so, looking back at it now, 30 years, what do you think? I mean, are you Are you as negative as a lot of people are about it, or does it still hold a little charm? I'll be the first to say it still holds a really nice charm for me. But I actually want to start with Samson because this is the first time he watched it, so we already kind of know.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
We already kind of know his answer of growing up with it.
Yeah, well, it's obvious. Obviously, because I watched it yesterday for the first time, I didn't have any knowledge of anything that took place in this movie at all. The characters, the story, the villains, the anything, the production, just I didn't know anything. It it definitely has some 90s charm to it. Very 90s for sure. It was very apparent though that they didn't do what the TV series did with the stock footage from the original Super Sentai with all the cool practical effects Zords and fight sequences with the Rangers. It was all brand new, including the villains, except for the ones they recreated, like the new suits, as you stated. I actually thought, everybody in the comments and y'all were saying Zed looks, or wait, which one was it? The guy with the brain. What's his name?
Yes.
Yeah, Lord Zed.
Zed. He did look really cool. I was like, oh, damn. So this is our dude, right? And that egg's just going to be some kind of weird monster. No, that wasn't the case. We got a purple Mel Brooks, basically, as the villain. He definitely gave off that vibe. It was just very campy and goofy. I enjoyed it, but oh my God, I was laughing. There was so many things I was either laughing at or going, oh my God, at, because it was just like, huh, yeah, this is different from the little bit of the TV show that I watched growing up. I had a good time, but this was definitely a sci-fi original movie version of Power Rangers.
Samson, did you not really watch Power Rangers growing up, or just like a little bit?
Only a little. See, I didn't really watch it growing up, and I stated that when we were watching the movie. I didn't really have an excuse. I don't know why I didn't pop in and watch it more. I guess I was just watching other things. But Power Rangers took place from what, 93 to 96, if I did my research right. Well, at the time, I was born in 91, so I wasn't really around.
Yeah,
I was little. So actually, there's the answer. And because it wasn't readily available for me, like, I don't know if it did many reruns on TV or if they just focused on the new series that came afterwards. But yeah, I guess I didn't really watch it brand new because I was too young to be watching stuff like that, which is hard to believe because I watched practically everything at the wrong age. I watched Jurassic Park at the age of 2.
So do you think you would have liked it if you would have saw it back in the 90s? As a kid, maybe not at 2 years old or 4 years old when the movie first came out, but let's say young Sammy at 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. Would you have enjoyed it?
I think, yeah. Especially Leslie said in the comment section, couldn't wait to see the Zord fights. That probably would have been like the highlight. Just me sitting there going, all right. When are they coming? When are they coming? When are they going to Mighty Morphin Zord it up or whatever? And see, I don't even know the terminology. Waiting for that sequence to happen, and then the new villains, the weekly villains, see what they are, whatever monsters and stuff. It is, I mean, its original origin was Super Sentai Tokusatsu kind of feel to it, so I think I would have absolutely enjoyed it. Yeah.
Right on. Okay. Adrian.
So I was a young lad when this came out, so obviously I didn't see it in theaters, but I did finally get a chance to see this probably like on Fox Kids or something a little bit later after it came out. I really did love this movie as a film, and honestly, watching it now, I actually still kind of pretty much enjoyed the story. It was a pretty interesting story to kind of kept things moving along. Didn't really stay in one place too long to kind of get dull, especially when they got into the forest trying to get the Ninjinti powers. They did a good job with pacing in this movie. I think you didn't really feel like, oh, why are we still here? Oh my God, is this over yet? Like, they kind of kept the movie exciting, and I really appreciate that they actually did take the time to do that, because this movie has that Power Ranger charm to it, and that's the one I'm going to use today. But overall, I do really enjoy this movie.
Yeah, that's a good point, Adrian. I do think that the pacing was pretty fast paced for the movie. It seemed like it was very streamlined. It didn't seem like there was a lot of wasted scenes or like weird filler sequences where, oh man, like we're, each episode needs to be 21 minutes and we only have 18 minutes of footage, so let's throw in 3 minutes of this stupid storyline of bulk in an eating contest or something. Like it actually there was none of that. So yeah, that's a good point, Adrian. Jordan.
So I was only a few weeks old when this movie came out in '95. And I, of course, just like a bunch of us, I didn't get into Power Rangers until like later on and stuff like that when it came out on Fox Kids. But coming across the movie for the first time, my parents purchased the original VHS tape, and I still own it to this day. Not gonna lie, at that time, I stopped watching Power Rangers only because Tommy was no longer the Green Ranger; he was the White Ranger. I'm not a fond fan of the White Ranger. Fun fact. So maybe this is also kind of why the movie like drifted away to me a little bit, because I was like slowly getting out of that Power Ranger-esque phase. But it would still be a movie I would continue to watch over and over as I, got older as time went on. But I guess Adrian makes a point. It has its Power Ranger charms. Nonetheless, I mean, if there's one thing I'll give this was like every 90s kid's dream. So the whole movie spills that type of aura. But yeah, it was something.
It was something. Eric.
Oh boy.
The breath. The
breath. So one of the things I didn't understand was why they had to bring in that little kid and get him involved, because let's be honest, they're supposed to be teenagers, but let's be honest, they're freaking adults at this point, because you can just kind of tell they just don't have that teenager look to them anymore.
They don't.
So I felt like they didn't need to throw that aspect in there because it wasn't focused on at all. They literally just did that to have something be connected to the parents getting taken over and making the factory and making the ooze and whatever. It was just not needed. He could have just taken over the parents and call her good, kind of thing. And maybe the Power Rangers just save them from there. So yeah, just some things that I didn't like also was I wanted more of a story or a backstory between the relationship with Ivan Ooze and Zordon. They both talked very highly, not in a good way, but like highly as in like they knew each other, they were adversaries of each other. They crossed paths probably more than a couple times. So I would have liked to see more in-depth backstory to their relationship and what they went through back in the day, just to kind of flesh out the story a little bit more and really kind of get the dread of how strong, crazy, powerful Ivan Ooze was, and how much Zordon kind of feared him, honestly, because he knew it was like, oh, if they open this egg, man, we're kind of doomed right now. And that's exactly what happened. It opened up and he immediately got into the command center and just wrecked shit. I mean, he was a bull in a china shop and he just destroyed everything. So I would have liked to see and hear more about that backstory, and it probably would have had more meaning for Ivan to be in the movie instead of them just kind of throwing him in there and like, oh yeah, this is kind of a big bad that even Lord Zed couldn't even take on, or Rita or anything. He did what he did to them. So I would have liked to see and hear more of that, I guess, for the story. But yeah, this was a very flashy kind of episode of Power Rangers, in the sense where, doing all these crazy stunts and, kind of make it larger than life, than what we kind of got on every Saturday morning show. And I don't know, it was a blast in the past for me when I watched it recently with you, Joe. Like I said, I haven't seen it in a very long time. So it was interesting and seeing these little things here and there. And it's like, oh, I thought that was cool, but man, seeing it now is like, that's just atrocious. Like it's, but it was still fun. The story was there. Like Adrian said, it was fast paced. It kept the movie going, and it didn't stall, which was good because you really couldn't in this type of movie unless you wanted to make it over 2 hours long, which obviously they weren't going to do that. So yeah, the story kind of, it is what it is. It's not great. It's not perfect. It's just kind of there. So.
Well said, everybody. I guess I'd have to say first impressions. I was obviously a huge fan of this movie growing up. I even, to this day have the poster right up here on my wall. So, it definitely had an impact on me. And it's no secret I love Power Rangers. It's I can't really say too much else yet that you guys have already said. So I guess I'll kind of move on. But you guys have set up a great. At least the kid wasn't as annoying as Showa. That is 1,000% true. Nope. At least the kid wasn't as annoying as the Showa Gamera kids. Yes, 1,000% agree with that.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Eric, you actually said something that kind of leads into my next question. Do you consider this a fun adventure, or is this just basically a glorified TV miniseries with a bigger budget for Power Rangers? That seems to be the, I don't want to say debate, but topic of discussion, we'll say, amongst Power Ranger fans, is that some of the detractors say, well, it just feels like they took a 5-part miniseries like Green with Evil and gave it a bigger budget and moved on. Others said it was a fun expansion of the lore and the visuals, et cetera, et cetera. So what do you all think of that? Explain or go further on some of your more general thoughts before. Go ahead, Eric. You can go first.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's kind of what I'm kind of going at, is that, yeah, it's just a upscaled version of a mini part series in the show. For realistically, yeah, they got different suits, flashier suits, but that didn't really do it for me. Obviously we'll talk about the Zords and the CGI later and stuff, and that wasn't great. I mean, honestly, if they would have just kept with the guy in suit type of stuff, I think it would have been a little bit better. But I see that they tried to really upscale it and try to make it bigger than life, and really kind of get kids' imaginations, and they're like, oh, like that's cool, and hey, if I do this, that's kind of cool. Added in some extreme sports, as I said before, to kind of really attract that younger audience. And I get it, because it worked. I went to theaters and saw this film, and I was hooked. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. It was a lot of fun as a kid. But looking back at it now and watching it again, yeah, it's just kind of a glorified, just here, I'm going to throw some more money for an episode of Power Rangers, and we're gonna make this. So yeah.
All right, on Jordan.
I mean, I definitely felt like it was a nice, enjoyable ride. Granted, one of the only a few favorite parts in this movie that I do enjoy is them going in deep into the jungles, trying to find their new animal coin powers to be able to help Zordon and stuff like that, and kind of resurrect him. One of my favorite scenes in the entire movie is when they fight the dinosaurian like skeleton. I thought that was pretty cool. And of course, it had some tokusatsu in there, none of that was, done under horrible CGI, but Yeah, it was definitely fun, adventurous. I did like that the movie took place in multiple different areas. It wasn't just stuck to one spot. But yeah.
Okay. All right. Adrian.
I honestly would say it's a combination of both, to be honest, and that's probably why this movie honestly works even now. Because I mean, you did get that feel as if it's a very elongated episode of Power Rangers, but it was also a fun adventure at the same time as well. So I would honestly say both, and I think that's what makes, at least for Power Ranger fans, I think that's what makes this movie work, is because it has that nice combination of both types of an adventure, but as well as elongated episodic episode.
All right. Samson, as much as you can't answer this because you weren't.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, because I don't have as much of the background knowledge with the lore and everything. I mean, I do understand that it was a 30-minute TV show, and looking at the timestamp, I just looked it up. The movie was an hour and 35 minutes, so that's considered a short movie. So it is kind of an elongated episode. They just basically took an episode and multiplied it by 3. And you got to have like a longer story. You just got to there was more story that could be told instead of just cramming a bunch of stuff into 30-minute segments like the TV series. It was a wild ride. It was fun. I got a better understanding about things. I got enough knowledge from the movie about like the characters and the lore. Not everything, but I understood like how Power Rangers work and all that stuff with Morphin time, and then having to utilize, like, Zordon plays the big part with his Fortress of Solitude so that they can have their powers. But oh my God, I was laughing out loud when they all got their new coins and their animal counterparts. I was like, the frog? This bro got a frog? Wow, I'd want a refund on that one. That was like, dude.
Fun fact on that line, that was actually ad-libbed by Johnny Young Bosch during production, and the director was like, no, you can't say it. So he kept bugging him, and finally Johnny was like, just let me say it. If you don't want to use it, take it. And they ended up using it because it actually worked. So that little sequence was ad-libbed.
I know. I was just, and I caught it like a quick glimpse. As soon as like they all got their things and they were scanning across their chest, I was like, "Wait, was that a frog? He got a frog? Okay, I'd be upset too."
Well, especially considering he went from a mastodon to a frog. So yeah, I'd be a little.
All right, I have the ability to bump my ass when I hop. But it was cool. I still need to know more. Everybody in the comment section that was watching with me kept saying, watch the series, because I kept asking questions about who's that? What does that have to do with anything? Why is there a relationship going on there? It kind of seems fairly obvious, but I don't know the actual answer. Mm-hmm. So I think I do need to deep dive into the however many episodes that happened between 93 and 96 so that I can
do it.
See, Adrian was he was the one I was talking about. He was the one that kept being like, watch the series, or watch the series, just watch the fucking series.
Put your name in for the giveaway. Maybe
I know. I was like, but I'm just...
Hey, Adam got kissed though. Like, let's be honest. Like,
I guess, yeah.
Come on now.
That was the trade-off. I was like, oh man, he's a front. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. He came out on top versus everybody else. Never mind, because he gets to. Yep. Mm-hmm. He got the green bikini chick to kiss him on the forehead, cheek, whatever it was. So good plus.
No,
but I had fun. It was a lot of very obvious 90s CGI, but it was still fun. I to know more of the story though, I need to go back and watch the actual series so I can have a better appreciation for its tie-in.
I actually agree with Adrian. I think that this does feel like a big budget, or basically all of you, big budget miniseries from the show, but I agree in the sense of I think that's why it works, because it's what we were kind of used to at that time. And as a kid, and let's be honest, this was geared towards all of us kids. It wasn't geared towards people that were 20 or 30 years old or whatever, like we are now trying to revisit a Power Rangers movie. This was geared for the generation that was first exposed to it, right? So I think that's why it worked. Is it did feel like it kind of fit, and it worked that way, being an adventure of them going and finding new powers. So
Well, and I just want to add to that,
Yeah.
like as much as we might bash on the story and how corny it is and everything, at least they knew what they wanted to do in the movie and they just shot for it. Like
Yeah.
like I understand, they put Bulk and Skull in there. Great. It was a little bit of a nod to the characters. They had their scene. They're kind of done. Yeah, they were in the background, but they were never focused on again. Even with that kid, had a few scenes, kind of focused on, done, got out of there. It was all about the Rangers and Ivan Ooze. And I like that they just focused on that and they didn't go off to these other weird scenes that made no sense. At least they knew what they wanted to do and get across to everybody, and was like, no, we're not going to veer from that. We're just going to do this, and that's it. So I give them props for that.
That's actually kind of a decent segue into my next question pertaining to the story. And you guys don't have to go super long on this if you don't want to. I'm just curious, what do you think worked or still works in the story, and what do you think is like, oh man, that should have been better, they should have done more time or flesh this idea out more, what aspects of that worked or didn't for you guys? And I'm just going to say it, my answer is relatively quick, but if I've said this once, I've said it a million times. I am the easiest fan in the world to impress. I really am. Like, if you don't have to work hard to impress me. If I don't like something out of a property that I am a major fan of, you royally screwed up, because I am the easiest one to impress. So I get that. To me personally, though, I do wish that the journey of them going on to get the powers was a little bit longer. Like, I feel like they should have maybe actually gone inside of a temple or something, not just walked through the forest, and then got, in order to find the MacGuffin, which they kind of did, like the pyramid. I kind of feel like there should have been more after the stone guardians or the golems, where they maybe which, fun fact, originally in the script, they were going to be finding the great warrior, not the great power. And in fact, that scene when Tommy is like on the lookout and is like, we'll go get the great power or whatever. The original line is, "I'll find the great warrior," not "I'll find the great power." And they actually ad-libbed it in once they kind of reshot the movie or whatever. So like, I kind of would have liked to have had like one more test or something for them to pass, because it kind of just seemed like they beat the skeleton dinosaur, they beat the golems, and then that was it. I kind of wish there was a little bit more, maybe even each ranger having to pass a little bit of a test.
Individually.
For example, Tommy's the Falcon. Well, he's supposed to be wise and the leader, and what he has to pass a test showing that why he's the leader or why he's humble. Well, that'll never happen, but you know what I mean.
Oh God!
So yeah, I'm sorry, I rambled longer than I should have for that little question. But Eric,
how dare you?
Oh, I started with you last time. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Jordan, I haven't started with you yet.
I'm gonna be honest. One of the things that threw me off the most about this, and I kind of wish that they didn't. I mean, now we know with everything that's been going on, that's out in the internet and other medias. That original cast, man. Like,
we'll get there. Yes. We'll get there. Don't say too much.
I mean, I guess. Well, then that would be my only nitpick, I guess. I mean, but everything else, I'm pretty sure that what I'm gonna say relates to a lot of maybe possibly other questions you have later on down the road for this show. So
we'll get there. We'll get there, Jordan.
Yeah. We're just that's the only nitpick, but probably other things. But go ahead, brother.
Sammy.
I guess it might be fairly obvious. The CGI Zord and villain fights versus practical effects fights. I mean, I know that they used footage from the past, but that was very CGI, very the CGI-ness was.
We'll get there too, Sammy. So
okay. Well, I guess
I'm talking the story. Like what worked, what didn't. Kind of rapid fire.
What
like
was the
what?
story?
Well, actually, that's kind of hard because I don't. I mean, I got a basic gist of the story, but
and is there something you would have liked to have seen more? Like, is there, you really like
from the movie?
Yeah,
you pretty much said it, and you kind of took my answer because I did notice like when the great power was revealed, it's like, okay, they beat the golems, and I was like, oh, they're gonna go inside. No, wait, it just shows up and we're done. I was expecting them to go in and do like some sort of journey through this temple, like booby traps and stuff, very Indiana Jones or something.
Yeah,
and use their new unique powers to yeah, like you said, each of them have their own little quest to try to yeah, that's the one that stood out to me. Honestly, it was very abrupt in that scenario for it to be like a epic quest, and it's like, okay, they beat 4 rock guys, which I guess that was a challenge, but I felt like there was supposed to be something psychological. That was the physical aspect. Where's the psychological aspect of things for them their trials that they have to go through?
Yeah, I agree. And I always kind of thought like their powers are ninjetti. Like, why doesn't like Rocky? He's the ape. Like, why isn't his move or his kata style like something like pretending like he gets like super strong? He has like a strong punch or something because it's like he's channeling like the animal of a gorilla, or like Billy can be fast because of the wolf, and you know what I mean. Like I kind of almost wish that there was more animalistic abilities in their ninjetti costume, not necessarily in their morphed costume, but in their ninja outfits. Like, but I don't know. That's just me. Adrian.
That's a good point, Joe.
I'm also not gonna go too long, Joe. I honestly agree with you. Obviously, the quest was a little bit longer. They did a little bit things a little bit differently for them to get their powers. Like you said, everyone should have had some type of trial to gain their power. It shouldn't just been, oh, we beat the stone guys. Here's your powers. Like, that was like Lester and I forgot that's how they got them. So I was really disappointed about, honestly.
Yeah. Eric.
I got 3 things.
Yeah.
First one is, like I said, the Ivan Ooze backstory with Zordon. That needed to be, like I said it before, and actually even Leslie kind of added to it too, is that you needed to know that Ivan was this bigger, stronger evil, and you needed to be scared of him. They didn't happen. They didn't have no backstory, no nothing. He was just there. The second one is, I would have liked to see them in their original Zords get beat. Just like in the series, whenever they went to a new power, they always got beat and destroyed, and then they went and got the new higher power. They didn't do that in this movie, so that's why I say this is very an upscaled version of a like series, because they didn't do enough. And actually, the series actually did it better because they showed, okay, they got beat, they need to go find the higher power, stronger power, whatever, to upgrade. Third one is when they got the ninjetti suits, new powers. When they morphed, it was the same damn suit. I hated that. I wanted to see something new, something different. That's like, I'm looking at Aisha and she's got the bear. I see the goddamn saber-tooth tiger on her head. Okay, that's
true. No. I noticed that as well.
Make it make sense. Like, if you're gonna do the new powers, do new suits, do the whole kit and caboodle. Everything should have been new. So those are my 3 complaints.
Eric, those are all very, very valid, and I love that. I love that answer. Everybody had great answers. But all right, I think we've spent enough time on the. It kind of seemed like the chat is saying that there's things that could have done better. Yeah, I was just gonna say. Leslie says, I also wish once they got the ninja powers, that they fought more like the. Yes, that's exactly what I was saying. Yes, exactly. It just came across that they were wearing costumes to satisfy the audience until they got their ranger suits back. Yes, exactly, Leslie.
Pretty much.
You put it so much better than I could. I was expecting like different martial art styles for each, representing each different animal, or seeing something unique or whatever. Yeah, I agree 1,000%. Fancy Some Cat says, as a kid, I always hated when a kid was the focus. That nerd and his dad can bite my ass. I wanted Kimberly and Tommy whipping ass. Yeah, I agree. I don't understand. That's actually one of my pitfalls with a lot of movies, not just this Power Ranger movie, but also like Jurassic Park. Why does a kid always have to be in it? Why? Because it worked good the first time. It doesn't need to work good the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So.
I actually have a question pertaining to the kid, unless this has to do with later on.
No, go ahead.
He had the line at the end of the film, like oh man, I could be the Silver or Gold Ranger. Is there any continuity behind that later on? Like, oh man, that kid from the shows up and he's a new Ranger at some point. Is there any continuity, or is that just a funny thing they did at the end of the film?
No, that's just a funny thing they did.
Okay, I didn't know if it was like, oh wow, okay, so the movie from '95 that references this series from later on. Oh my god.
I mean, nice. There are eventually Silver and Gold Rangers that show up, but I don't think that was, at least I mean, at least to my knowledge, that was not a Easter egg or a hint or anything. I think it was just meant to be, hey, we haven't had that color yet, so
yeah. Go ahead, Sam.
Well, no, I was saying as we were watching last night, I looked at the kid and I was like, dude, you're gonna be the Bronze or Rust Ranger, honestly. That's
Rust.
I think that was just like a nod off to like kids that grew up watching Power Rangers and it's so excited going to theaters that's all they probably ever thought about was just, I could be a Power Ranger too.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, that was just something that real quick I wanted to toss in.
Yeah, no, right on. Alrighty, we got a lot to get to still, so let's move on.
Woo! Where's my autograph book?
The Power Rangers, and this is why, Jordan, I will lead with you of why I said hold that. So just a quick overview for the Power Rangers. Like I said at the beginning, we have Tommy Oliver, played by JDF, Kimberly Hart by Amy Jo Johnson, Adam Park, played by Johnny Young Bosch, Aisha Campbell, played by Karen Ashley, and Rocky DeSantos, played by Steve Cardenas, and Billy Cranston, played by David Yost. Jordan, go ahead. I'll just let you go. I'm not even going to ask.
Yeah, dude, that was, like I said, that was one of my biggest complaints and I guess disappointments regarding the movie was that we could keep 3 of the originals from the seasons 1 all the way up until whatever episode Tommy Oliver was introduced, but then we're also going to recast another set of 3. And another big complaint, and coming from a JDF fan, a diehard JDF fan, cry me a river. I hate how the Red Ranger was considered like a sideline character.
Oh my god! Yes,
he had no importance in this movie whatsoever, and I'm like, dude, you're supposed to be the leader, I just feel like it was just missed. Oh, I mean, well, maybe not Rocky. Shoot, I mean,
no, I'll give you that. Rocky is not the leader. Rocky, Tommy is the leader. I will give you that.
Yeah, he is.
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
That's a good one. But it just felt so out of place. And mind you, this isn't to discredit anybody, who would then partake in those roles as time progressed, and has made a huge impact within the franchise. But it's just like, damn, man, like, wouldn't it have been cool to see like every single individual that helped uplift the word that is Power Rangers in this specific blockbuster movie. But I mean, that's pretty much the only rant I got with that. And again, of course, like I mentioned it earlier, with everything that we know now of what was going on behind scenes, not going to go and dive into that because that's like a whole nother episode. But yeah, it was just a load of BS, in my opinion.
Did you think the movie could have been better or would have been better, or you would have had more of a connection or nostalgia to it with the original
question.
6?
That's what it would have been. I would have definitely had a much more connected vibe to it. I think I would appreciated it a lot more if the original cast from the series was in this movie. But that definitely takes a huge toll on me, being the reason that is this movie wasn't really something that I could have attached to like that. But yeah.
It does, and actually Leslie is mentioning this as well. He said, I
Mhm.
absolutely hated the White Ranger for a long time. Once the White Ranger came on the scene, you can literally see the Red Ranger get demoted. To this day, it's still bullshit. Yeah,
Absolutely.
it definitely, and that starts what I always refer to as the Tommy Oliver show, sometimes featuring the other Power Rangers. It's why I don't like. It's why I don't like Tommy, because literally I hate his. First off, I hate JDF's acting. I think it's horrible. I hate his breathy delivery on. Oh, Kimberly. Kimberly. Oh no! They stole my bike, Rita. Like I hate it. I can't stand it. It's horrible. It sucks, and everything is about him and nobody else. And it started with literally Saban being pissed off at Austin, Walter, and Twee for leaving, and therefore we must demote the Red Ranger in the eyes of the fans, so that way people aren't like, wait a minute, where's Austin? Wait a minute, where's Jason? So yeah, I can't stand it. I hate it. I absolutely think losing that original 3 really did hurt. I'll as big of a Power Rangers fan as I am. They left right around this time or a little bit before this time, and I actually kind of tuned out of Power Rangers for a while. I didn't come back until Zeo, because I was like, "Where's Jason? Where's Trini?" As I've gotten older, I've learned to like Rocky and Aisha and Adam. But still, it's hard when you replace the original cast. There's always that.
So like I mentioned, dude, the White Ranger, again, not knocking JDF, because I appreciate good acting and I appreciate the name that is JDF here. But
what kind of drugs are they selling in New Jersey? What is happening?
But for me, that instantly was just like the send off for Giordano Adorno in Power Rangers. But yeah, so I didn't really know that afterwards when Tommy came in. I guess I kind of didn't know, but I didn't know that he played that much of a larger role in the later series to be then portrayed as the leader.
I thought you were going to say you didn't know he played a larger role in backstabbing the original.
I guess I don't know that.
Going into that, okay.
But anyways, getting us back on track. So I guess my question for everybody, and Jordan, you kind of already answered this, and so did I, was did you miss the original 3 in this film? Would it have added something special for you to see them? Even fun fact, Walter Jones has said that he regrets leaving and not being a part of this movie, that he would have liked to have stayed on until at least this movie to be a part of it. And I'm sure that Austin and Twee probably feel that way too. But Sammy, I know this question's hard for you because you don't have a lot of nostalgia for it.
That's what I was about to say. My answer is pretty obvious. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. So.
Adrian.
So, Joe, you already know how I feel about the best Power Ranger, Jason, and the fact that the original cast wasn't in there is a tragedy, and especially after going back and knowing why they weren't in it, pissed me off to my soul. And I do feel bad for Rocky, Aisha, and
Adam.
Dang it, I forget the other Adam. Yes, I feel like they get a bad rep because they legit had to replace the original 3. Absolutely. But I mean, there's no way around it. Like there was absolutely no reason why they shouldn't have got that taken care of for them, and they should have been in the movie. And I agree. F the Right Ranger. I've hated the Right Ranger since he's been on scene as well for Evergreen, but that and also them making the Red Ranger nothing now, and he did that in the movie too. Just like the Red Ranger remind me of Billy in this movie for some reason. I don't know why. He just did. That's how far he fell down. So I really feel like it would have been a lot better if we still had the original cast in there, and hopefully the problem it wasn't just the Tommy Oliver show, basically.
Right on. And Jason's return is yes. Oh,
yes.
Jason is Zeo Gold is. And I'm not just saying this. In my personal opinion, Zeo Gold is still my favorite suit out of all of Power Rangers. I love.
So you like that more than Jason's Red Ranger? Wow.
Yes, if you ask me on a different day, I will probably say OG Red because it's like one of those things where it's like 1A, 1B, and it kind of changes. But yeah, I do. I think I love the black and gold mix. I just think that the colors look just beautiful together. And I mean, to be honest, like I love the green and gold of Tommy of the Green Ranger of Barai. And like when the Green Ranger is missing the shield, it looks weird. Like you're like, that's what is that? Like, so to me, that shows how good it looks. But and finally, Eric, the OG cast.
I mean, I do agree. It would have been nice to see the OG cast. I mean, it's how at first I liked Jason. He was my favorite Ranger before Tommy came in. There's just something about Tommy that I just liked. I don't know. He was just he came off more of that like superhero ish type, and it just kind of gravitated towards him. Obviously, green for life, baby. But but the reason why they weren't in there is completely a whole separate thing that went on behind the scenes, and it's and I understand the other three that had to come in had huge shoes to fill. I know they got a lot of hate, but they definitely portrayed those characters and lived up to the reputation, I think, as best as they could do. Honestly, they really could. Like, they couldn't fill the shoes, they couldn't do any of that. They were going to get the hate, they really were. But it would have been nice to see the original, just because that's how it all started, and it would have been nice to see them get that big, that big push, this big, larger than life movie for the original 5 that started this whole thing. It just sucks that Saban had to be this overlord and do what he had to do, and when they suffered for it, kind of thing, and so did we as fans. So but they did okay. But yeah, I agree, and I actually even said this to Joe. But I was like, Rocky's just in the background, just doing nothing. I mean, he could leave the scene and you would never even know he's gone. I mean, he was that far back, like that far back. You didn't even know. Like, he had, I mean, I'll give him credit. He had one nice moment in the movie where he did the splits. That was really cool. But other than that, he was just second thought. He was gone. So, I don't like those 3 in particular for those colors. Obviously, I will always go with the originals, but I mean, what are they going to do? I mean, they just kind of came in, they were trying to be part of something that was big, that was blowing up, and could you really blame them, honestly? And you really can't give them hate for that either. So
I agree. Shout out to Rob Buck. He says saggy spandex, and
yeah, for real, dude.
Rob invited me on his channel to debate the most popular question of all time: Jason versus Tommy. And I actually, it was a 2-on-1. It was Rob and Nathan. from the Power Trip podcast.
Oh.
And so it was those two versus me, and I totally schooled them both, laid the smackers down on their candy ass stuff. For some fun Power Rangers content, check out Rob Buck's channel. It was a blast having him on, or me going on his thing. Rob, I say round 2 coming up in the future here. What do you say? Let me know. But no, that's a great answer for everybody. And I actually think now would be a great time to do our first giveaway. So I will give away the complete Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series. This is all 3 seasons plus the Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers mini-series thing. And I will use the hashtag. Throw the hashtag in the chat. Hashtag Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie released on June 3rd. No, I'm just kidding. Use the hashtag Jason is GOAT.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, hashtag Jason is GOAT for your chance to win the complete Mighty Morphin Power Rangers box set. It is completely free. I will be shipping it to you. You do not have to pay a single thing. All you need to do is please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you're feeling spunky, don't be a host. Share our show. Invite your friends to the grand.
What do you know?
Yeah, whatever. So, yeah.
People don't fall for his trick, okay? He's just trying to coerce you to the red side. Don't do it. That's ridiculous. Shame on you, Joe. Shame on you.
All right, let's see. Hang on. Hashtag
Jason is GOAT. And for your chance to win the complete DVD box set of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So just Jason is GOAT.
By the way, is it Blu-ray? Is that?
Nope. They haven't released them on Blu-ray yet.
Okay,
they are
it's just DVD.
But there is rumblings, I believe, that there is talk of them
enhancing it.
Yeah, doing something. No, there isn't rumblings. They actually announced it. They're going to use AI to.
Oh yeah.
Do whatever. So,
yeah, I remember when you mentioned that. Son of a wait, you said you knew that.
So disrespectful.
This is the right hashtag right here.
Oh, Jason. Okay, I misread.
Jason is GOAT for your chance to win the Power Rangers box set.
I remember when you brought that up. And sorry.
Yeah, I don't even have this set. Like, I'm actually kind of jealous of everybody that has an opportunity to get this because I don't even have this. And you could all win it for free just by putting in the hashtag in our chat here. Like, that's kind of cool because I need to get on that and actually get that set because physical media rules.
And if you win this one, you can still put your name in for the other one. You could win them all. So
snap!
Yeah,
we don't discriminate.
We only have 3 people that's entered, so this will be
snap!
Now there's a 33% each one of them could win. We got another one.
No, it's going up. It's going up.
Now 25% chance each. So while we're waiting for the chat to fill in, I got a little bit of a rapid fire question, if you will, about the Rangers. Who was your favorite Ranger out of this movie? You son of a bitch.
Someone delete his comment.
Yeah, right. Who was your favorite Ranger in the movie? And quickly, why? Eric, we'll go with you.
Tommy,
the Dragon Zord wasn't there, so.
It's still Tommy. It doesn't matter what color he was.
All right. Adrian.
My second favorite Power Ranger is Tommy, so it's going to be Tommy.
Not Rocky, I'll tell you that.
This is my best friend. I was just at his house yesterday celebrating his birthday. If he can, he would get "Fuck Rocky" tattooed all across his chest with Rocky's face right there in the middle.
Leslie, why aren't you why aren't you entered in this?
I have it.
Hashtag Jason is GOAT. Aisha, man, I want to bend her over after we go on a date to Arby's. Wow.
Damn,
wait, what do you mean after a date to Arby's? You'd want to eat roast beef twice? Anyways,
I was gonna make a roast beef joke. Damn it.
Adrian, you're
Wow.
Marcus, enter the giveaway. Hashtag Jason is GOAT. Adrian, who's the best ranger out of them?
Tommy Oliver. I know, but like I said, Billy's Billy. I mean, Kimberly's
so
Kimberly. My
good
first
when you
crush,
say that.
but yeah,
Sammy.
just it has to be Tommy.
Sammy.
The Pink Ranger. It's pretty obvious.
I wonder why.
An honest man, gotta love him.
All right, Jordan.
Come on, bro.
I don't understand the lore. I can't answer right.
No, dude. Tommy Oliver, Jason David Frank, the greatest ranger of all time.
The most overrated ranger of all time. I agree. So I would have to say,
debatable.
I'd have to say my answer is
Haha.
yeah. Thank you. Jason is GOAT for your chance to win the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers complete box set. My answer to who the best ranger is out of this group is Adam. He grew on me a lot over the years, and I like him.
Okay.
So yeah.
Was he the frog?
Oscar cannot win this giveaway because he doesn't like physical media guys. So if he wins, we got to spin again.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have a way to do it. He can't even fucking. Are you kidding me?
Marquise. Okay, I was going to say Marquise. Make sure you fit your.
Oh yeah, he spelled it wrong.
Yeah, but you're all set now, buddy.
Yeah, he's good now.
All right,
Doug.
Doug says, Dougie, teach me, Dougie, teach me how to Dougie. Don't mention me. I just got back from a Brazilian steakhouse and I'm about to puke. Well, Brazilian steakhouses are expensive, so make sure you eat that meat. Back up.
Is that where they wax you while you're eating?
Let's do the giveaway.
What the fuck?
All right.
Last chance, everybody. Hashtag Jason is GOAT. For the
5,
complete Mighty Morphin
4,
box set.
3, 2, 1. All right, chance is over, y'all.
All right.
6 entries. That's it. 6 entries.
Is it? It felt like it was more.
I thought there was more too, unless people
I thought it was
spelled
more
it wrong.
too.
Let me go to the comments. 1, 2.
Jason is GOAT.
1,
I
2,
spelled it right. Jason is GOAT.
3, 4,
We all good?
5, 6. Wait, you don't get to spell it.
Chances? Damn.
Oh, Doug, no spaces. You gotta fix
No
yours.
spaces, Doug.
It's
No
all
spaces.
together, dude.
All together.
Does it include the people in Twitch? Will it include? I don't know how this generator works. If it includes just YouTube comments or also Twitch. People in Twitch are
that's a
commenting
good
too.
question.
It only does YouTube comments.
Are we sure? Let's see. I think I just counted it all right, including the Twitch ones. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yeah, I think the Twitch comments don't come in.
Come up. I think it's only, which is weird.
Comment on YouTube. Yeah. I don't know how this generator works, where it chooses if it's.
You pick a stream, and whatever stream it is, it just locks in there, and then it counts our hashtags. So it must be not counting the.
But it only generates from YouTube. Okay.
From YouTube. Yeah.
Well, folks, if y'all have a chance, come over to the MWA and on YouTube real quick and come into that. We'll give you a little bit more time. Wait to see if some more comments float in, because we want everybody to have the opportunity.
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw some of you Twitch.
So I guess while we're
Twitchers
waiting,
out there.
While we're waiting for people to jump in, I'll ask another question.
All right, Jake.
And then just go down the line and answer it. Do you guys have a favorite fight from the movie? This is just kind of random. And kind of a rapid fire on that one real quick. A favorite fight from the fight scene from the movie. Sam.
I guess I'm going to go with the first one versus the ooze minions, whatever they were called, in the construction site. That one I felt like was a lot of fun and really fast paced, and you got to see them in their suits fighting, so that was cool.
Yeah. Okay. Jordan.
I mentioned it earlier. The jungle fight with the dinosaurian skeleton.
Okay.
Yeah.
Adrian.
I'm on Samson's side. The first fight in the construction scene was epic. I'm definitely going to go with that one.
Eric.
Dulcia.
Oh wait, I forgot about that option.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. That Tengu Warriors fight was supposed to be like a lot more graphic. They actually originally were gonna show like scratches and blood and yeah. It was supposed to be way more graphic. All right, so the Dulcie one. I gotta give it to as bad as the CGI was, I did enjoy the final Zord fight with the ectomorphicons. I thought those were pretty cool.
Wow.
Like the concept is so good. It just was executed poorly.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
But I agree. It was good though, but oh man.
Are you talking about me or what Oscar said?
No, you about
Yeah.
I agree. Like that fight is great. It's just it looks so bad that you really didn't want to watch it because you're like, oh, this is just terrible.
Yep. All right. Redo it, Eric, to make sure that it captures everybody. Hashtag Jason is GOAT for the last time. Do we have more entries now?
It looked like we did.
Yeah, I saw some more YouTube comments come in, so I think we got
So
that.
we got 9
situated.
entries now. That sounds a lot better.
All right. Sounds better.
All right.
Here we go. 3, 2,
Here we
1.
go.
Wait a minute. I see somebody's name in there that shouldn't be in there.
Come on.
If it was you, Eric, I would have taken this box set, made a video of me shooting the gun at it.
Congratulations, Isaiah.
Isaiah, do us a favor, send an email to
There it is.
monsterswithAttitude90@gmail.com with your full name and address, and we will get that in the mail for you soon.
Congratulations.
So my next question before we move on to the next is the upgraded designs for the Rangers. And if you guys want to obviously include you guys can include the Zords if you want, but don't include allies. Okay. So talk to me about the upgraded suit designs, the Zords, the Ranger tech, things of that. Do you guys like it? How'd it work? Let's just go right down the line, starting with Eric.
How did I like the tech?
Yeah, like the movie suits, the Stega Singer, the Pterodactyl Thunder Whip, all the new.
Those were new weapons. Oh.
Yeah. And how'd you think the movie suits looked versus the show? Versus the spandex, etc.
I didn't like any of it, honestly. I really didn't. Their original weapons were far superior than what we ever got. And we didn't even see the Red Ranger. Well, okay, the Red Ranger was his new visor, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Aisha, yellow, she just got headlights on her freaking helmet, which is ridiculous.
Right?
Billy just got a grappling hook basically from Batman, but it looked like just silly string.
A web shooter. I was gonna say,
dude, for real. Let's see.
I thought it was a taser at first.
Just got a dominatrix whip, just whipping people and stuff. That was ridiculous. And then
very fitting.
White had Saba, but he didn't talk. Like come on, like you need to make him talk in a movie, man. Like, opportunity missed for sure. Their suits were okay, they were fine, but like I stated before, when they got the ninjutsu suits, they should have completely changed and got something brand new. I didn't like the mask cloth ones; those are just those were not needed at all. And then the Zord, I mean, we'll talk more about the Zord later, but good God, it was atrocious for sure. So, and like I said, I wanted to see the old Megazord in here as much as it probably would have pained me to see it. Honestly, it still would have been nice to see that and get that little shout out to the original Megazord or the last one that they actually had, which would have been Lightning, right? Or was the Lightning come later after Ninja Zord?
I forgot.
Yeah, I think it should have been Lightning Megazord, right? Is that correct? Because it went from Megazord to Lightning, then they went to Ninja. Kind of
yes.
I'm looking at you, Jordan.
Because
you're ignoring me, unless you're looking. Or if anybody else knows in the chat, because I thought that's how it would have been. So actually, it would have been the Lightning Megazord next, or what they were coming from.
Somebody's real adamant about it being Rocky's fault.
Okay.
Yeah, because
thank you, Nathaniel. Yeah,
Thunder
I figured that's what it was. So yeah, it even though it wouldn't have been the original Megazord, it would have been nice to see the Thunder Megazord also. Just to
at least
give that little tip of the hat to it, even though if it would have gotten destroyed and shit like that, it still would have been fun to see. So So yeah, I definitely Shogun. Yeah, dude, the Shogun's huge. Shogun is huge, dude. I love that thing. That thing is gigantic.
That is the big Chungus.
That's the big Chungus for sure, dude. I always liked it because it was just ginormous. I was like,
yeah, dude.
God. I was like, how can they ever lose? This thing is like 3 times the size of every monster that comes on the field. You can just step on him.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that's my take. Adrian, what do you think about it?
I'm kind of in the same vein with you, Eric. I wasn't a huge fan of the upgraded suits either. The weapons were trash. The suits seemed kind of boxy, which again I get it because they was trying to up the scale because of moving everything, but the suits would look kind of like what's the word I forgot what I was looking for.
I have the word, but I'm gonna wait for my turn.
Say that again, Eric.
Phoned in.
Well, yeah, especially after they got the new Ninjutsu Pal. Like, what the hell? Like, no new suits. Like, they could have just stayed like this. What the hell? And kept the same dinosaurs, not these goofy animals. But whatever. I'm not gonna hop on that. I'll wait till later to hop on that when we talk about the Zords and everything. But yeah, I didn't love it either, honestly.
Yeah, gotcha. Jordan. Can you hear us, Jordan?
I think he's frozen. Oh
boy.
Yeah, your camera's frozen.
Can you hear us or no? Are you good?
There you go.
Am I good?
It fixes itself. Yep, you're fine.
Yeah, good now. Good. You hear us?
Okay. Yeah. I can hear you guys fine.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Exactly.
It was rough. Not what I wanted to see. Yeah, I mean it wasn't good. It just wasn't good. Definitely something that and Adrian hit the nail in the coffin. I get it. I get why they did it. On behalf of trying to showcase a new look specifically for this movie. I mean, truth be told, I'll even go as far as saying that I'd prefer the more recent Power Ranger movie suits over these.
Absolutely.
I still need to see that one too.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed that movie a little bit more. But Yeah, that would be my opinion on the more updated looks. As for the Zords, I could only imagine and only assume that that is another separate question. So I'll just leave my comments for that.
Well, before Samson, I have a quick question, real quick. For Samson, you can't answer this, but for everybody else, would y'all been okay with them starting with the suits they had in the show and then upgrading to the ones they had in the movie for the animal powered and stuff? Would that have made it a little bit better?
A little.
A little? Okay.
A little better.
Okay. Sorry, Samson. I was just curious about that because that popped in my head just now.
We're all having a discussion. Y'all have more knowledge than I do. With the little bit of knowledge that I have, the word that I was going to use was what I noticed with the Power Ranger suits in this movie is that they were puffy. They felt very kind of puffy, like they were very padded. It was very obvious how they were padded and kind of made of like dodgeball material, like foam balls that you throw at each other in gym class. But yeah, also what you stated about them getting their new powers, which what do you keep calling it when they transform from the ninjutsu
power?
Yeah, when they got that upgrade, all their helmets were the same. I was like, yeah, that when all the suits were I was like, that helmet's still a saber tooth. He's still They didn't change that. It was even I noticed that. I was kind of like, so they got a new coin, but your fucking helmets are the same. And the CGI. Oh, the CGI. Oh. I mean, come on. Jumanji came out the same year and had better CGI than this thing did. I mean,
Jumanji also probably had a $60 million budget.
Oh yeah, and they also had Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, irregardlessly, yeah, the obvious suits not changing for the upgrade, and then the CGI that was very laughable.
I was going for. Is that everybody?
Yeah.
Yes, we've gone down the line.
All right. So with that, let's move on because we're an hour and a half in, and we still got more things to talk about. Moving on from those boring Rangers. And let's talk about
Autograph book.
For obvious reasons, let's pick our favorite ally. And why was it Dulcia? I can think of two humongous, perfect reasons why Dulcia is the best ally in the history of Power Rangers. And it is her extremely stiff and perky whistling sticks. They are just amazing. What an awesome weapon. Impressive.
They're crippling. They oh man. They
yes.
just hit you.
In your face.
In the words of the immortal Nathaniel Plummer, I've oozed my pants. So the allies, let's
y'all heard it first. Well, now we got to send him a new pair of pants along with the fucking poster.
We're a bunch of degenerates.
Dude, for real.
All right.
As if we have attitude.
The allies of the Power Rangers are Zordon, Alpha 5, Dulcia, Fred, that's the kid, and Bulk and Skull. Let's be honest. Bulk and Skull, they're in it for 2 minutes. We can throw them out. It's cool that they're in, kind of fan service, whatever. But they're out. Fred, the new character, kind of annoying, but also at the same time, I guess he had a part to play. He saved the parents, or stalled them long enough for them to be saved. Alpha 5, I personally think, is the worst redesign. Out of them, I don't like it. It's weird. Zordon, it is what it is. The command center is cool. The upgrade, but Dulcia is the newest one, and I think she's great. It's cool. They hint at a connection there with her and Zordon of teaming up to defeat Ivan Ooze, and that maybe they were all part of the original Power Ranger team or something of that nature that went to war against Ivan. So that's kind of cool. So, going down, what do we all think of the allies of the Power Rangers? Samson West.
It's not just the fact that she's fine. It's because she actually has a pretty integral part to play in their journey continuing the way that it needs to. I mean, it was awesome because when I saw the hooded figure, I was like, oh, look, some wise old hermit's gonna tell the Rangers what to do. And then she jumped off the cliff, and I was like, nope, no, it wasn't. No, this is better. This is much better. And somebody in the comment section was even like, this is a kid's movie. I was like, I guess. So yeah, I liked her character more than just being a man that can appreciate things. I liked her as a key part to play in the Rangers getting their new abilities and like teaching them the ways of the Ninjetti and or whatever. I can't keep remembering what it is because I don't know everything.
You said it right. You said it right. Ninjetti.
I did. Okay, I thought I've heard two different things.
Yeah, you're good.
So yeah, that Joe nailed it. I don't really know much about Alpha 5 and his original design, but he was obnoxious. I thought he was a weird, just little every time. But one of my favorite things to do the whole time last night, every time anybody said Alpha, I couldn't help but say Sidoris afterwards. I just had to throw in that Godzilla. Zordon, I don't really know. He definitely looks different. I'm assuming recast. Was he recast in the series as well, or just for the movie?
Technically, he was, but
there's a longer story with that.
Okay, so yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's on an episode of David Fielding. If you haven't watched it, go watch it.
Yes.
Who else? The kid, obnoxious, just not really a key part of the film. He just was there for kids to be related to a kid in the film to be like, oh man, a kid's helping the Power Rangers. And I don't know the fan service with the two doofuses, but I'm guessing they're in the series as well.
Yeah, they are the comedic charm of the franchise. I'll say that they're the Ren and Stimpy of Power Rangers.
Ren and Stimpy. That's a good comparison. That's a good parallel. So yeah, that's with my limited knowledge, that's what I have to say. I'll keep it shorter than usual since I actually have to.
Jordan,
you ready? They were boring.
All the allies?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of hoping that Zordon died. I feel like it would have made for much better storytelling. And I mean, I could only assume maybe it would have given us a little bit more in the movie, specifically ranging from the Rangers perspective of seeing their mentor and the guy that basically put him on this high-end pedestal to protect all that is good. In Zordon passing, how would they have reacted? Would we have gotten Tommy to come back into his evil senses, wanting to seek revenge, and then we'd possibly get like a Green Ranger cameo, whatever. I don't know. I feel like there could have been so much that could have helped the story build up until like the climactic ending. But yeah, it was just nothing of that I would, I guess, praise in a sense. Yeah, Alpha was horseshit. I mean, you saw the suit actor's head hanging right from like the helmet. I'm like,
I didn't catch that.
It was it's just something I really didn't care for regardless.
That's all right. Adrian.
As much as I hate to say this, I have to give it Jordan. Really, the side character, the allies didn't really bring much to the movie. But I mean, besides eye candy, if you know, you know. But yeah, everybody else was just kind of there to kind of push the story along. Which I mean, technically they did their job, so I'm not upset about it. But they would honestly just there. But yeah, of course, they'll see it for obvious reasons. It's my favorite.
Yeah, Eric.
Obviously, Alpha 5 and lower is just a non-thing. I would have focused on these other two. Zordon was the dollar store, Dollar Tree version of himself, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Great value.
He looked terrible. I hate that he was in that crystal thing and whatever. He's just an old shriveled up man, just kind of
made me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, he was
so
literally
weird.
in a ball sack.
Yeah,
for real. Yeah, like it was terrible. I hated that version. It was so stupid. You couldn't even get David Fielding to voice the actor or the character again, which was ridiculous. And then you have Dulcia. She's fine and everything,
Damn
literally.
Right
but she literally, and I have to disagree with you, Jordan, because I don't think she helped move the story for them getting their powers at all. All she did was, go down this path, and then she's like, hey, walk to that erected mountain that's in the distance and go and find your powers. And then they
Mount Phallic.
all she does is literally just explain what each one is, and that is it. She doesn't do anything to help them whatsoever. She is literally a guide that doesn't know where she's going, which is ridiculous. And then
She saved them.
She saved them.
True.
Yes. But then she talks about a story about, knowing Zordon, knowing Ivan Ooze. Where's the story? How does she know them? Why does she know them? Why bring this character in if you're not going to do anything with her and make her actually seem like a pivotal piece of the puzzle?
Yeah.
And then you're like, the puzzle fell off the table. We're gonna lose it. We don't know how to put it together. So it was ridiculous. So.
All right. Well, we must move on. I don't think there's much else to say about the Allies. So, last but not least, the reason why we're here.
The boogeyman is taking over.
Is the villains. So listen, real quickly, we have Lord Zed, Rita, Goldar returning, but Lord Zed and Rita are pretty much sidelined right away. And to make room for Ivan Ooze. Goldar gets an upgrade. We get a new sidekick, the pig, the hog, the boar creature named Mordant. We have the Ooze Men, the new foot soldiers of Ivan Ooze, as well as the first appearance of the Tengu warriors. We have the Stone Guardians of the ancient Ninjetti power. And of course, the Ectomorphicon Zords of Ivan Ooze, Hornator, and Scorpatron. What's everybody think? How did Ivan Ooze do as the new villain? Would you like to see him make a return? Let's just go down the line. Eric.
He was fine. Kind of a comic relief villain that kind of lightened up the mood a little bit. Not your typical serious kind of brooding villain that we all saw like Zed all the time, but even later on in Zed's run, he kind of got comedic also, especially with Rita. So he was fine. But like I said, I wanted more story to him. Seemed like he had some cool powers. His Zords were cool. That was a great idea. Like I mentioned earlier, it just was executed poorly and just wrong. And it would have been cool to see them. And honestly, like it would have been cool to see them actually join together to make a bigger Zord. Which would have been
that's
really
what I thought
cool.
was going to happen. I was waiting for that.
Yeah, like Ivan going into his Zord was like, oh, that was so cheesy and corny, because then all it was just his big head just popped out, and he's acting and talking like a Western guy, just yeehaw, let's go, run 'em cowboy. It's like, what is going on here? Like, he just got kind of over the top, goofy, but maybe just because he was so confident in his powers and his abilities that he didn't fear the Rangers, which honestly he didn't, because he let them get every opportunity he could to get more power to beat him, and he didn't do nothing to stop them. I was like, what is going on here? So, but I would like to see him come back, honestly, in a later series would be kind of cool. But at the same time, maybe you kind of wouldn't, because that's why he's special, because he is for just this movie. So I'm kind of torn between it. Everybody else is just kind of secondary. The pig guy was just absolutely ridiculous. I don't even know why he was there. That was just stupid. Goldar looked ridiculous also. He was this menacing warrior, and he goes to like this domesticated puppy that just doesn't do anything. You know, it was ridiculous. I like the Tengu warriors. Those were cool, but I think those should have made first and second. Like that should have been just what his creation was just those guys, not the other weird offshoot predator looking guys with dreads and shit that just splattered all over the place. But yeah, Zed, Rita. Zed looked awesome. He was great. He's one of my favorite villains, honestly, because he's just a cool looking guy. Rita was non-existent. Her annoying voice, whining, screaming, whatever. And that's really about it. That's really about it. So, yeah.
All right. Adrian.
Kind of the same boat as Eric. I wish Ivan Ooze's character got fleshed out a little bit or a lot more, honestly, because he really did come off as this Thanos level threat in the movie, and that's not really what we got. I mean, all he was doing was take control of the parents in Angel Grove, and we just get my Zords and jump off the mountain. Like that wasn't war threatening. Like whatever. So I wish they would have done better with Ivan Ooze. His little, I guess, Ooze goons is what I'm going to call them. They were pretty useless. The warrior, the Tingle Warriors were pretty good. They were actually pretty formidable, even though they lost by wrestling. And then of course the Megazords, which I know we're gonna get more into that later, but I did like Ivan Ooze's Megazords. Those were pretty cool until he took over one, and then that was when it went downhill for me. But yeah, those are my thoughts.
Sammy.
I feel like Ivan Ooze was a little too comedic for the level of threat that he was supposed to supposedly be. I kept referencing I kept being like, this guy is like a purple Mel Brooks. I said that he reminded me of President Scrooge from Spaceballs, but with purple stuff on him. He just emitted just very comedic quips and comebacks and stuff instead of being just an evil overlord. He just felt like, I guess he was a little too cocky, and I mean, it was fine and fun for the feel of the film, but it didn't really pair well with the overwhelming like master of all destruction. I didn't know that the pig. I'm looking at the screen right now. Our background. I didn't know the pig guy was not a character. And he was brand spanking new. Just freaking one of the rejects from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that they decided to throw into this movie instead. Yeah, with the monocle and just he was just okay. You're just a gross, weird character. I don't know what Goldar looked like originally, so I don't know how to compare him. Rita, obviously they recast her because she was footage from the original stuff. She was just obnoxious, but her and Zed, I keep trying to Zed. Really cool design. I thought he was really neat. One of the things I noticed but didn't say it last night was like, oh man, his brain's moving. I thought that was unique, and he was really cool just as a villain, and they tossed him aside immediately. Those two in the snow globe, and it kind of felt like that was a wasted potential for that suit and stuff.
Absolutely.
The villains, the ooze minions, ooze, whatever you want to call them, they're just getting oozed instantly. They get splattered on the wall, just gone. What'd you say? Knock out like horrible predators.
Knock off predators.
The Tengu, that's the birds, right? The big bird villains.
Yep.
They were interesting. They were fine. That should have been. I like them more than the ooze minions because the ooze minions masks were very obviously falling off the actors' faces. And the creative design of them, I liked it, and how they were kind of a threat. But the fact they got just like immediately by a whistle was a little too quick paced. And the golem rock monsters, they were interesting. Again, very. I like that they were practical versus CGI. That is one thing that saved that. I was like, okay, good. And we forget about the Triceratops dinosaurian thing. We didn't mention him. That was a neat little just insert for that short sequence. I liked that because we're all big dinosaur fans and we like to see stuff like that. But otherwise, I can't really I can't really properly express all my opinions since I don't know about their original forms from the series versus what are we smiling at?
Eric told me to lighten up, so I'm smiling.
All right. Well, I'll stop rambling, but I thought that I'd voice from a outside perspective opinion about what I thought from what I saw, at least. But otherwise, that's that kind of. Oh, and the CGI for the bad guy Zord's bad, just really bad. And Ivan going into the and just immediately getting yeeted out of existence by a comet, really way too fast. It was like the finale. There was no. It wasn't really a climax. It was like, oh, wow, that was underwhelming. And as Eric stated, I was waiting for them to join. I was like, oh man, they're going to be an even bigger, like, super bad guy Zord, but we didn't get it.
Yeah. Jordan, did you go?
No. I hate Ivan Ooze. I mean, Adrian, I think I told you this in our last unboxing. I'm not a fan of Ivan Ooze whatsoever. I just didn't like the overall character, didn't like the design, did not like his powers. And of course, early on, eliminating Rita Repulsa and Lord Zed right into a freaking snow globe. I was just like, wow, like already the movie's off to a rough start. The Tengu Warriors, I mean, we all pretty much feel the same way about them. They were pretty cool. They're pretty badass. I kind of wish like the main villain for this movie had character traits and certain, design elements from the Tengu Warriors to kind of fit with them because Eric, just like how you feel about Ivan's like predator looking minions, they were dog shit. Or hate them. Yeah, I mean, I guess the only villainous character that I've been praising from the start of the show, the dinosaurian skeleton, that was the only good thing, but nonetheless, not a fan of Ivan Ooze.
We could have said the Triceratops. That's pretty much what it was.
I guess, yeah. Triceratops.
Maybe a Stegosaurus. I don't know.
Stegosaurus. Tricyclopods.
I'll say this. I said it at the beginning of the show. The redesign of Lord Zed is my absolute favorite part of this movie. It impressed the hell out of me. There are so many little details. The voice is fantastic. The metal, all of it. I love it. Absolutely love this look of Lord Zed. It is by far my favorite. But I have to push back on all of you guys about Ivan kind of being an underwhelming villain. Lord Zed searches for Ivan for 2,000 years. Ivan gets released. His foot soldiers are unable to be defeated by the Rangers until they morph. They're able to fight putties in the show and Tengu War, and even the foot soldiers of the Machine Empire at times unmorphed. They could not do it without morphing to fight the Oozmen. So that shows how powerful Ivan's creations are. Same thing with the Tengu Warriors. They had to be saved by Dulcea. Ivan one-shotted Zed and Rita. He also, once the Power Rangers come back and they get their Zords, is able to, in human form, hold a Zord to where it was going to blow up, Kimberly's Zord, just by himself. His ectomorphicons were powerful enough to fight any of the Ranger Zords one-on-one. And when he combined with Hornator, he actually defeated the Megazord and required a reboot power-up from Tommy, the Falcon Zord, joining. And even then in outer space, they couldn't beat him. They had to push him away into a comet. I think that his power was shown relatively well in the ability of him to walk into the power chamber, which you're not supposed to happen without a power.
Yeah.
So like I think his power is awesome, but I understand your guys's complaints, but I definitely think that they showed his power throughout the movie for sure. So
that's fair.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go on that much of a thing, but I do like Ivan, and I do like this movie. I think I do think it's a fun movie, and I like some of the one-liners, and the soundtrack is amazing. If you guys want to talk about that real quick, we can. Just honestly, so many great songs, and my favorite song of all time is a part of this soundtrack, Van Halen's "Dreams." I'm a big Van Halen fan. And so yeah, hearing Dreams and Dreams in a Power Ranger movie. Are you kidding me? I love it.
That's cool.
Any other last comments or statements anybody would like to make about what we talked about so far before we move into the collectible, the final section of the show, the collectible section?
No, I don't think so.
I think we covered a lot. We all talked about how amazing the CGI was and how.
Yeah.
No, I mean, listen.
Denominator.
I think all the complaints that we have about the film, about them, I think we like the bigger budget and we like the journey, and it's fun and it's streamlined and all of that. But I think the complaints are valid as well. You can tell where they cut corners and they probably shouldn't have. You could tell where they should have added maybe 5 or 10 more minutes to the movie here or there, and they didn't. But overall, I enjoy this movie, and it's a fun movie, and it'll always hold a special place for me. So,
one thing I noticed: a lot of backflips, lots and lots of backflips before anything happened. You had to do a backflip where you did anything else, and the sound effects were very apparent for any hand movement. Any hand movement.
So stupid. That was horrible. That was annoying.
So many swishes.
Yeah, that was annoying. So I guess let us move on to the collectible aspect of the topic of the show.
Oh, I love snow globes.
That's a good
How can you
segue.
not like this movie?
That is a collectible. They have a collectible.
Yeah, which I think now would be a great time for Adrian to start his while we talk. Do his giveaway while we talk collectibles.
Yeah, I think so. So, of course, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I have most of the back clips from the Godzilla versus Power Rangers series. Like I said, it's not every single last one, but it's quite a bit of them. I did reseal them and everything because obviously I had to open all of them. But they all resealed. If you want this box, it would take me a little bit longer to ship it, but I can always just fold this down and you can have the box also. But of course, in the chat, all you gotta do to get that is put in hashtag G versus PR.
G versus PR.
So GVSPR.
Yes. Just like it as on the screen.
Oh, I didn't even see it. Yeah, there we go.
How many bag clips we got?
Let's see. I count them on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 or 14.
Ooh, that's some money.
Yeah.
So potentially a full set. If you don't get any duplicates, or you have 2 chances for duplicates, and then because I think it's 12 in the complete set.
Yep, 12 in the complete
I
set.
know for sure there's 4 duplicates in there.
But yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
All right.
So if you got a will and deal to get the rest of them,
so do hashtag G versus PR in the comments to enter.
Yes.
And let's start with the slides, Easy.
Collectible.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie collectible overview.
Ooh.
I'm going to make this bigger, don't worry.
Here's collectibles. Oh,
Not
hi. So as you can see,
I'm still here. Don't worry.
As you can see, there is a wide array of figures that were released and promotional tie-in items that were released with the Power Rangers movie. Up there is on the top left is the 8-inch power, or I guess technically 6-inch Power Ranger figures. They're essentially just the kind of like the same idea as the 8-inch Power Ranger figures that we got when the first seasons of Mighty Morphin came out, and they just kind of updated them to the movie figures and sets and stuff, which is really cool. I actually have the original Ivan Ooze, which is pretty cool.
Nice, yeah.
Ooh,
yeah,
very nice.
So, and then the top right over there, that's the Power Rangers Morpher. It's the Legacy Morpher that was released probably about 10-ish years ago in under the Legacy line, which was them releasing everything and honoring like the 15th and 20th anniversary. So that was pretty cool. Same thing with the shiny or the metallic Rangers down there. It's a gimmick from the show. It was just a way for them to basically sell the exact same molds with like a super shiny paint job. And it probably didn't cost them barely anything to do that. And they made a boatload of money. And then they also had the micro play sets. Good catch on that, Eric. The the Mighty Max or whatever, the Polly Pocket things, the Trendmaster Godzillas, those were all really popular in the 90s, where they had like the cases that opened up and there was the mini figurines and what have you. So that's pretty cool. Did anybody have any of this stuff growing up?
I'm pretty sure I had the shiny Power Rangers, but they're long gone.
Yeah, nah, dude.
I had none of these.
Yeah, not like for Mighty Morphin Power Ranger things, I didn't start getting them until like I worked for money. Like everything else was like later on, like from Wild Force to Dino Thunder. But no, I don't own any of these. And now that I'm looking at them, my wallet is screaming at me.
They're expensive, Jordan. You better be ready.
It's just like Oscar mentioned it. The packagings for these figures, they just look amazing. The Legacy line that holds near and dear to my heart, because I mean, for those who collect Power Rangers, Joe, you know this. Probably all of you guys know this. They had a plethora of things in the Legacy line. So, but yeah, I don't own any of these, man. These are pretty cool to look at.
Yeah. I think at one point or another, I probably owned most, if not all. But now they are long gone, beaten up, scuffed. So, slowly but surely I will replace them. But slide number 2, please. So this is actually kind of fun. These are from the McDonald's Happy Meal toys. I definitely had all of these.
I had these.
I would like literally beg my mom and dad to go to McDonald's for lunch every day. Like, I love these. I couldn't get enough of these. Not much more to say. I think they're pretty self-explanatory. Anybody else have these besides me?
Oh, absolutely. I did. I had yellow and I think I had Kimberly too. And I think I got the communicator as well. Again, all those are long gone, but I definitely remember having a few of these.
Even as little Samson that I was, I think I remember some of this from 95. I mean, I think I might have had something.
Oh shit.
I think I had Oh, what? Wow. Damn. I think I had the blue. I think I had the Blue Ranger. I think I kind of vaguely, now that this is bringing back some memories. I am still here, guys. The blue one I might have had. I feel like I recognize that one very well. But none of the neat little accessories over there on the far right.
I didn't even know that they made these.
Oh my god, dude!
You were too young, man.
Yeah, like I said, dude, I was only a few weeks old when the movie came out. Of course, I didn't know.
That's no excuse. No excuse, man. No excuse.
What a babby! The babby of the group.
I think I had
baby.
4 of the 6 Zords and Rangers, but I always wanted white, and I never got white. I had the other four. I think I didn't have white, and I didn't have red. Of course, those are the two that I really wanted. I couldn't get them, so yeah, I've never completed the set, and then they are long gone, and I never got the other like the communicator, the alien detector, the buckle, or the siren. So
Right moving on. Don't forget, everybody, that hashtag GVerse Power Ranger, GVSPR for the bag clip giveaway. So here's the Zords. The top left is actually fan made, and it's an exact replica of how the Ninja Megazord looked in the Power Ranger movie, as actually Leslie pointed out. In the actual toy release, they literally just took the season 3 Bandai Zord release and just changed the packaging to say Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, because let's be honest, that look is very different than the look in the movie. So they literally just took the normal original release Megazord and just gave it the branding of Power Rangers the movie and moved on, which is really kind of disappointing, because even though I think a lot of people don't like the movie design, I think it's honestly gained a little bit of a cult following or appreciation amongst the fandom, because there is no release of that whatsoever. So it would be nice to see. And they even did the same thing really with the White Falcon Zord, but the White Falcon Zord is very similar to how the movie looks. So yeah, a little disappointing that they didn't actually give us one. But I'll say this to me, this would be a great opportunity for a company like Super 7 to release the movie Megazord, not in each individual Zords, because we already kind of got that in the normal Bandai release, but just as it all together in their Ultimates line. I think that would be amazing for them to do.
That'd be incredible.
Same question. Did anybody have this growing up?
Not
I
yet.
did. I had the Megazord and I had the original Falcon, and put them together, and oh man, it was so good. The Falcon was a lot of fun. Had the wings could move, and you could get him into that attack pose where the wings are forward and he's flying and shoots all his missiles. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, I did have the Megazord and the Falcon actually. So
that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, next. So here is the money shot. The evil space aliens. Like I said, I have the 6-inch Ivan Ooze. That one that you see there on the screen, that is the 8-inch one, the Ivan Ooze figure. And then the Ectomorphicons down there at the bottom, which I do also have both of those.
Ooh.
Right here, yeah.
Nice.
Great figures, these and then of course the ever popular Mordant at the bottom there. Again, I think that Ivan Ooze and the Ectomorphicons could be great figures to be released by Super 7 in their Ultimates line. You can see we never got an official release of the Ivanator form or whatever it's called. That is also a fan-made like 3D sculpt type thing. I think it looks great. It'd be cool to get that actually in an official release. Again, I'm thinking the Ultimates line from Super 7. I just think that would fit in so well. So anybody else have any of these? Obviously not the fan-made one, but
no, it would be cool to have Ivan Ooze, but no, I never had any of these, sadly.
So I don't own any of these, but since we're on the topic of villain collectibles, I do own the Tengu Warrior from the Lightning Collection series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was definitely something I wanted to add into
Do you own the Tengu or Tenga?
What?
Look at the shift on his face.
Is there something that I don't know about?
Pretty sure you own the ones that were shown in the TV show. Because I don't think they ever.
Then yeah. No, you're right, Joseph.
I know.
Nonetheless, it was in a movie, so in my head, it counts as something.
I agree. I mean, it's like, okay, Tenga, Tengu, who, come on. They look identical. Yeah.
But now these are cool.
I guess.
Yeah, I love the villain set. I think that was a huge reason why Power Rangers the toys were so popular, is because they actually did a vast array of the villains,
Yeah. Honestly, I didn't even know that they had the evil Zords until I saw Joe's collection. I was like, wait, what? I was like, they made toys of these things? I was like, that's awesome. I've never ever seen them, and they're so rare and hard to come by. Like, it just kind of just faded away. Same thing with the Ivan Ooze, the 8-inch. Like, I didn't know they made a big one of him until I was researching and doing stuff, and I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. So it's really neat to see this stuff and kind of be exposed to him. Like, oh man, I didn't know any of this stuff was out there, and now I do, because this is great.
Mm-hmm.
Even the fan made stuff is awesome. Like, I would definitely buy that if I was super into this and wanted to get an exact figure of that version of Ivan Ooze, and even like the ooze in the can. Like, hell yeah, dude. I mean, the people nowadays are making some good stuff. I know it sucks because it's not licensed, but like, if the licensing aren't gonna make the shit that we want, we're gonna make it ourselves. So,
Yep. Exactly. All right, next one, please. So, and of course, there was video games, specifically Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, released on Super Nintendo, and Sega Genesis. Who played this growing up? Anybody? Yes,
I did not.
For sure.
Sadly,
all of us cool kids did. Only the losers didn't.
My parents didn't buy it for me. Damn it. Okay.
My parents didn't buy it for me. You didn't even ask.
I did.
Is Samson still here? I don't even see him.
Oh.
Yeah, he's still here.
Is he here?
I promise.
Hey, there he is. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that's
okay. So yeah, no, I didn't get to play any of these growing up, but I would have liked to, I'm sure.
Actually, Samson, I actually asked you to put these on the Wii, and you did.
Oh, I know.
So actually, they're on your Wii.
I know. I have them.
Hey.
I know they're there. I spool past them every once in a while. I see them every time I pull through my SNES stuff.
Listen,
though
I've never played these, I do own the original SNES fighting editions Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Oh, that was so good.
I think I put both on there for you, or for myself.
Yeah, you did.
I have both of them on there.
Right on. Yeah, I think maybe channel for some little Power Rangers video game playback.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, at some point I'd love to do that. I mean, I love these. It looks like it's very kind of arcade style side scroller, but I love that kind of stuff. I played like stuff like that in actual arcades growing up, so to reinvigorate myself with some of that for you guys, I would love to do that. I can't squat like that.
Do we got one more?
Yes, one more.
And of course, just recently announced we are getting a line of Funko Pops all inspired by the Power Rangers, the movie. Of course, they went with the normal Ninja Megazord look, but all the other things do look relatively similar to how they looked in the movie, which is really cool.
Including the incorrect helmets.
Yeah, including the incorrect helmets. But you can tell that it's the movie helmet with like Kimberly because she has like the little pink things that come down into
All
the
the
white.
things, yeah, their sides.
And the big eyes for Aisha on the Sabretooth. You know, so yeah, that's pretty cool. I would have been kind of cool if they gave Rocky the visor.
Visor.
You know? But this is really cool. It's nice to see some love for the movie 30 years later.
Absolutely. Even having Ivan Ooze, you know, coming out like that's, you know, we just talked about him, but not, you know, there was some, but not a lot, it seemed like, and they're giving love to him. So that's good. They haven't, you know, because obviously he was the main guy. We don't want Zed or Rita or nothing like that, you know, but obviously those are the most well known. So it's good to see that.
You should have thrown the pig in there.
Oh, no, we need that damn pig.
Please
get out of here.
Damn, Daniel.
Is anybody getting these? Is anybody planning on getting these at all?
I keep trying to talk myself out of getting Funkos for Power Rangers. I collect enough Funko Pops, as y'all freaking know already. But eventually, I'm gonna break. It's not gonna be the movie set that breaks me, though. I hope. But Ivan Ooze, that would be nice to add to the collection.
Just saying.
I'm not a Funko Pop collector. I am noticing that Pink Ranger is the only one that has a weapon.
Yep.
She's the only one holding something.
She's got the whip.
Yeah.
Okay, Jake.
Nice Jake.
Yeah.
I'd let her whip me.
All right. Well, with that, that will conclude our episode for the day. But before we leave, last time to get in on the giveaway for the Godzilla vs. Power Ranger bag set, simply put in hashtag GVersePR. Hashtag GVersePR.
Yeah, the hashtag that Samson was hiding behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, voluntarily.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
All right. I say let's throw it up there and
let's see how many people actually.
Alrighty then. We got 6 entries right now. 6 entries.
Well,
I wonder if it matters. I wonder if it matters if you do capitals or not. Does it discriminate?
I would say do capitals just in case.
Just to be safe. We got capital G and capital PR there.
Yep. Godzilla versus Puerto Rico.
Oh God. Yeah, so Larry, just in case, make the G and PR capitalized to make sure you get in there too. Yeah. And anybody else should have done that also.
I just went through the comments. Everybody else actually did it exactly like it is on the thing.
Oh, okay.
So.
All right.
Not a lot. There's I think there's like 6.
Larry just updated.
Yes.
All right, let's see here. What am I
living like Larry? He's the dude. It's the man with the plan.
Dude. Why does he keep doing that? Oh,
I was about to ask that too, actually.
Why is that? Remove that. I want that. Thank you. All right, we got 6. Let's let her roll, I guess. And away we go.
Away we go.
Again? Isaiah again.
Oh.
Stop it.
That's the first time anybody's won twice, isn't it? I don't think anybody's done that yet.
No, no one's done that yet.
Isaiah,
All
you better be
right.
telling
Oh.
all your friends about the MWA and inviting them to subscribe to our damn channel.
Dude,
Giving you all this
for
stuff.
real.
All this cool free shit.
For real. Dang.
Well, congratulations, Isaiah, for not one but 2 free giveaway wins. We appreciate all the love and support. Before we head out and wrap this bad boy up, anybody have any final words, statements, plugs that they would like to say? Eric, anything?
Yeah, my final thoughts, I guess, on the film. As much as I've bashed on this film, there's a lot of nostalgia for this film. Honestly, this film reminds me of the Godzilla series. It's very corny. It's very it's meant for kids, but adults can enjoy it also. And as much as weird and just out of this world it is, I still love it. I really do. It is a fun watch. I was glad that I got to watch it again with Joe because it's been so long, and it was like, God, I was like, I might criticize it a lot more because I am a lot older and I see things differently, and obviously it was made in 95, so you can tell it's a 90s movie. But at the same time, like, it just has that weird charm to it that like the Showa era Godzilla and all Godzilla movies just kind of has over me and maybe a lot of us, honestly. It's just, I don't know. It's just fun. It is a fun movie. You can't take it serious. We say this a lot on here. You just turn your brain off, just watch the film, don't criticize, and just enjoy it. And I do, because I grew up with this and it was a lot of fun. I thought it was the greatest thing in the world when I went and saw this in theaters. And I don't think that way now, obviously, but like, it's still fun to go back to it and actually watch it and like, okay, this is what it was like, and this is what I thought then, and this is what I think now. And it's a lot of fun. So like I said, I know I bash on it, but I'll still watch this movie any day of the week, and watch it over stuff that comes out new nowadays, because just the stuff nowadays just doesn't hold anything to me personally.
No,
so it really isn't. So I'll watch this old stuff over and over again and just still enjoy it. So
Righto. Adrian, any final words? Anything to plug? Floor is yours.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Yeah, two
Okay.
years.
Oh my God.
Okay. Yes. We are doing a turbo movie.
Yeah,
and
we
with
are.
And my 10-point example, we're doing it. We're doing it.
No.
Oh my
I am
God.
making an executive decision. It's happening. Boom. Adrian.
Now, mind you, I watched Turbo right after I watched this movie with Joe.
Ooh.
And I didn't watch it as much as I did this one. And seeing that again, I was like, what the cringe is this?
Mm-hmm.
Turbo is a whole different disaster. Good God.
Interesting to hear.
Marcus can't let us forget.
I'm telling you, Marquise hates Rocky, dude. Hates it.
No, but the only thing I gotta add is really the same thing that Eric said. As much as, even though I did talk kind of bad about this film, I still love this film. Just like not nearly as much as Godzilla movies, but it's still part of my childhood. It's still a part of what made me help grow up at the man I am today. So I'll always love Power Rangers, and I'll always love this movie. Jordan?
Samson.
It was
Cat says watch Pirate Resort right after Turbo.
I don't
to see Diva
I don't-
Toxin.
I don't get this. What is he referring to?
He's referring to
I
a
know what
scene
you're referring
from the
to.
movie.
No, she was in it?
Yes.
No!
Wait, what? No. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Oh, dude. What? What?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I didn't know that.
Samson,
where am I
didn't know
right
that
now?
either.
Oh my God. What you don't know, the internet will provide.
I guess.
For real.
Oh,
I mean,
and he goes, it is worth it. Well, now you know. Knowing is power.
Oh my God, I'm dead. I'm dead.
Shit. We'll fill you
I'm
in later,
dead.
Samson.
Yeah, we'll fill you in later.
Okay.
Oh,
I had a fun time. I enjoyed what I saw. I love watching cornball, goofy stuff. So this was right up my alley in terms of, I mean, it absolutely met all those check boxes. So I enjoyed it for what it was for a first time viewing and not having much knowledge of the Power Rangers lore otherwise. So yeah, that's it.
Right on.
Watch the series.
Jordan.
I mean, I said it in our IG reel. This was a trip down like memory lane. It's despite my personal opinions about this movie, it made a huge impact in my childhood. Being introduced to it when I was introduced. Yeah, this was fun. I had a lot of fun. While one of you guys were giving your feedback, Marquise texted me, goes, "Just want to remind you, Rocky sucks."
I don't think we'll ever not know that.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you everybody for joining me on this more phenomenal adventure known as our rewatch of Power Rangers the movie. I hope you guys all had as much fun talking about it, chopping it up as I did. Thank you to everybody in the live chat for always making this show so special. It's truly because of you guys that we're able to riff and have some fun, and it's truly entertaining. Check us out next Sunday at 5 p.m. where we will return to our news and events roundup shows and discussions, but also just a little tease of some stuff that Eric and I have been working on. We are going to be returning with an idea that I had last year that we did of the dealer or vendor spotlight pertaining to G-Fest, and that should start happening next month, meaning June. We're aiming for Wednesdays where we will highlight a different vendor or dealer every single week and hopefully have them on the show and ask them to show off some things that they'll be selling. You guys will be able to ask them some questions. You'll be able to get a little history of their Godzilla fandom and what got them into selling. And then, like I said, you could ask them of what maybe their inventory is going to be for G-Fest and kind of see if they if they have those hard to find figures that you've been searching for in your collection.
Bandai Forever series.
Yeah. And like I said at the beginning of the show, our next major monthly show will be June 15th, where we are talking about Frankenstein Conquers the World, hosted by the one and only Jordan Adorno. So that should be a lot of fun. Again, visit our affiliate at super7.com/monsters with attitude 2024. That's super7.com/monsters with attitude 2024. I think that about covers it all. I don't think I forgot anything other than Captain Gordon always says, don't be a hoe, share the show, do us all a huge favor, hit that like button. It helps the algorithm and helps our channel get out there more. And honestly, please, if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're really trying to get the numbers bigger there. And invite your friends and family. That would be a huge help to us, and it would mean a lot. We enjoy seeing you guys each and every week. And until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. And as always, embrace
the
attitude.